Top ladies, my name is Chaz and welcome to the What If Zuko Had the Powers of the Wicked Gods. So, in the first part, go check it out, but in the first part, I went into like deep details thing. And yeah, he basically, so now where we left off, Endeavor and the Pro Hero shows up. And they all thought Zuko were dead. On that nuclear device thing. Until a flippin' black bull came out of nowhere. And no, I'm not talking about like the Red Bull. Not sponsored. So, actual bull. Oh, like in the ones with horns things. So, they looked at him and they see, or when he transformed into a ball or back into the ball to get that thing off of him, Endeavor first he sees Zuko. As like a bull. Like, okay. And when he transformed into a ball, he was like, wait, what? What the heck? As Tenya says, we know. It's his actual power. So yeah, he basically he turned around by itself and looked at an Endeavor, and he says, oh, my favorite classic hero or my favorite hero. As his body transformed into like an Endeavor, like basically like that. As some of them are like, what? How did you, Ling? This is your first time meeting him. As even Endeavor's like surprised that he saw the dark version of himself. As Bunny Girl's like, huh, you have a power of manipulation, aren't you? As he starts tearing up because his favorite heroes is Endeavor and Bunny Girl, but his most important one to him is like All Might. So yeah. So they're like, holy crud. And as they asked him, how did you survive that nuclear explosion? You literally ate the nuclear explosion whole. And as the Zuko that looks like an Endeavor, and he tries to talk like himself, but he sounds like an Endeavor. I'm like, huh? As he explains what it is, like what his powers can do. Plus, I was born with this power that allows me to basically and plus my skin and is harder than the most densest metal in the entire universe, multiverse. So nothing can penetrate it from the insides or outsides. And they're like, even Mountain Lady walks up to him and she apologizes to him about a couple days ago. Huh? No. You're okay. It's just that. Okay? So, yeah. They, like, went home. And now it's after school, or after USJ, the incident happened. Zuko didn't realize that his classmates, or let's say class 1A and 1B were in that group, because so he gets praised by having those awesome powers and like sacrifice his own like so yeah, because they actually do say like, of course, Nezu says, well, he is, like, they were furious, or not furious, but they realized that or actually, Detective says, hey, Zuko, is there any possibility of you, as Zuko, like, that's a piece of the nuclear bomb, the metal plate that had the serial number on it. Hint as so, yeah. He says, thank you. And he says, as Nezu tells, like, the very next day, he says, you have been, or I know that, or you know why you're here. As he transforms into, like, Nezu, like, yeah. Okay? As he says, well, now I'm banning you from school. Okay? So, for 1 week. He was gonna say 1 year, but yeah, 1 year. Okay? So, as he says, or actually Zuko says, okay. As Zuko was not happy about it, but as he told his sister, and then his sister is a little bit upset because she couldn't believe that someone got, like, immediately got, like, suspended from school. So, yeah. So he says, don't worry. For 1 year, I'll I'll be on the couch watching you doing your sports things, okay? Make me proud, okay? I will. As he... So they're like, okay, where's Zuko, by the way? As when Zumi told them that he is banned from school, as some of them are like, they can't do that, or they can. So Zumi, or actually Inko took Zumi to get his quirk, like, or actually training his power every single day. So yeah, he basically, his body was so enhanced, like literally, like he went from being like, well, let's go train. As he starts training, and he says, or Inko says, okay, ready, set, go. As he trained, and his body is feeling weird, like his own body wasn't his own anymore. It was like, as he was turning into like that, or he transformed into that thing, as he was still in control, but his body went through the evolution. Like, yeah. So, he basically trained super hard. Like, his dread, like his quirk, or his power, could be felt around the entire world. Everyone was like on the ground, like they're trying to move their bodies, like, what's going on? Why do I feel so weak all of a sudden? As even Nezu is feeling it. Like, what's happening? I don't know, but something's, as he's trying, or they're trying to move. Oh. Yeah. Because Inko was sitting, so she didn't feel she does feel the effects, but she was sitting, so yeah, so he's basically, he's the only one that's not affected by it. So he walks, he does this normal walking. Like, he trained harder and harder, faster and faster. and more and more, like, people get, or less and less people move their bodies around. Like, they're feeling so much dread. Even, like, even All For One, he's even felt a feeling that, like, I can't even lift my arms, or I can't even feel my legs either. What's going on? As the doctor says, looks like my class, or not, I almost said class, but my favorite subject, or he meant patient. My favorite patient is using his power. As All For One says, what do you mean, his power? His name is Zuko Midoriya, and his power of that of the Wiccan Huns. One of them is that we're feeling in our bodies. As All For One looked at him and said, what kind of wicked god is he using to making us, our bodies, feel? It's dread. His powers is dread. So it makes us feel weak, unable to move our bodies around. As yeah. Heck, everyone couldn't even move their bodies around. Everything. Like, they couldn't, like, Zumi had to literally call Inko to tell Zuko to stop training for a while. As Inko asked Zuko if he can grab her phone. Sure thing. As he walks, or he flies around, and, like, he picks up her phone, answers the phone call. Can I answer it? Sure. Hey, sister, what's up? Brother, it's best to not train in, because some of us are feeling a little bit dread. I see. As he says that to them. So, yeah. He was in his, like, looks like humanoid creature form. So, yeah. He basically, when he stops, like, when he is relaxing, everyone is feeling their, like, feelings in their body parts. Yeah. Heck. They're all asking, what just happened? As they ask Zumi, as Zumi says, well, I think it's something to do with my brother. As he, yeah. So he basically walked to, like, right at the front gate thing, and he, like, asked his sister, if is she doing okay? Are they? We're fine now. But what was that? I really don't know. But I think it's something to do with my powers. And they, or one of them, actually didn't notice. Guess who's the one that noticed? Momo. So noticed that when she looked at Zuku's body, he looked like that. As he or she is stunned. Like she's literally ready to, like, okay? So that's why. And they, of course, he says, I know that's why I'm at the gate, little sister. But, you know, to check on you and them, to see how the rest of you are doing. Well, we're doing good. How about you? I actually feel fine. Just more relaxed than. Okay? As Zumi says, well, I know that they said that you're still banned. Or how many days? Or, well, for a year. 1 year. So, bye-bye. Have fun. As he literally does like All Might does, he jumped all the way and landed. This is him landing back at the house. He walks. No. Or first he went to a grocery store. And he was pretty tall. Like, he was taller than All Might, and it's buffed up for him. Or, yeah, that's how tall he is. So, yeah. So he had to literally bend his entire back forward, walks right in, not menacingly, as he says, no need to fear. I'm just trying to. As he goes right in, gets some groceries, and yeah, he basically He and plus when he was like talking to Zumi, someone else noticed that how muscular he is was Jiro and Oraka and like so yeah. So he was basically like what that guy looks like. So yeah. Then when he got home and Inko got a phone call from Nezu that if he wants to come or if he, of course because Nezu now realizes his other ability is dread. So it makes people feel like weaker, like their bodies. So yeah. So Nezu says, well, if Izuku wants to come back to becoming a hero, he will. Oh, like. Or he says this. It will be shortened up to about tomorrow. He says, as he wrote the apology thing to them. So yeah, he basically the tomorrow was right before sports festival. So he wrote a like gave them and then now and they're like, is that kid the one that looks all buffed up? Yeah. And he really does as the like when he came back, they're all like, I can't believe that they banned you because of that USJ thing. Yeah. As they're like all worried. So I'm skipping the sports festival not entirely, just to the fight of between him and Bakugo. As Bakugo, who is not like he has no grudges against Zuko, but he can't believe. So yeah, Bakugo and against Zuko was basically because Todoroki like got knocked out of a ring so fast that even like so yeah. Plus when ready? No? As Bakugo says ready as I'll ever be. bring in your dread in. Okay? As they're like saying, no, don't do it. As Zuko did it. And everyone, and it was like everyone around him was just mobilized again. Like their bodies couldn't move by. So yeah, he basically, if his power was, or some of you might be commenting on this video that, wait, Avatar doesn't have that ability of copying quirks or powers, but in this what if is. So, and he also got the powers of Dreadroot thing. So yeah, he also erased, if he wanted to, he could erase himself from people's minds if he wanted to, so that no one can remember him. So, but yeah, he basically did one thing. He is feeling him, or like his, in his brain, he feels like he's holding himself back. And from being like too scared of losing control of himself. So yeah, so he ends up, or Zuko ends up winning that competition because Bakugo tried to use his explosions, but he ends up getting mobilized. Yeah, they're like, some of them are like looking at each other's like, sheesh. Zuko, whom his dread power is so powerful that even us audience in the stadiums are like mobilized. So yeah, it's called Dreadroot, or Dread. So yeah, so oh yeah, he basically won that fair and square. So yeah, as they're like, plus he actually does use his transformation one. He actually transforms because he's in more control of his avatar thing, the ball form. He can transform into a ball, or his self, or pieces of himself. No, so yeah. So then, so Nez, like, okay, let's see what you also have. As he went in, and when they got home, someone kidnapped their mother. As, yeah, guess who that was? Of course, the doctor kidnapped. Yeah. So, yeah, they just wanted Zuko, but the sorry. So, yeah, when he like was like looking around and he was like, okay, where in the heck is my mother or our mother? As there was one time that he actually did do one thing. He accessed his mother's memories, or like it, or he got when he saw her memories of that what happened. He got mad. He got so mad that everyone could feel his like power. Like heck, Momo's mom and dad and asked, "What is this?" Okay, something's wrong with him. This is my classmate's power called Dread. As there was 1,000 phone calls, or like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5, 10, 15, 7, 8, 9, and 5, or no, 5, 10, 15, 20. 39 calls to him, because they were like all worried about him. He's like, as heck, or Endeavor was feeling a little bit weak too. Like, what is this? As Todoroki tells them that it's my classmate's power of dread. So yeah, dread. What power is that? As so he used his own like pinpoint location of pinpoint his mother, and he grew like wings, like that size of wings. They were all bony and like. So yeah, he flew all the way where his mother got kept, in the abandoned warehouse. As he walks right in, as the All for One talks, Zuko Midoriya, if you want to save your mother, you have to come and face me. If not, let's say her entire body will explode. As he was like, he said that. So Zuko is having the heyday. Like, he says, if you, Leia, any, or like, he actually is so, like, powerful, because they put the 2 nuclear bombs right beside her. And so he flew where he's at, as he says, you finally came. And, I can't wait to see you get beaten and broken. I'll erase you from existence, because how strong I am. So he's literally, so he literally rips the All for One's arms, and like he's going to full on it. Like, he literally he does like blood and gore things to him. Like, basically, like, he literally ripped a mortal quirk right out of All for One's body, and crushed it right in front of his face. He's like, literally, bam. Now you are no more. As All for One disintegrated. And so he says, as he flies back, he touches on the ground, walks towards his mother, and they were gonna kill him, or they were set to explode if anyone touches them, or touches. So he says, if I lose you, then I won't be. I'm going to go on a killing spree. So, yeah. He basically used his own version of the Rimuru Tempest's gluttony one, and he consumed both, like, nukes into himself. Oh, but he does know that there's one nuke inside of her. So he decides to go and be like an airplane, the virus. Yes. Went inside her body, and it was hooked up to her, like, voice. Every time she tries to talk, it will, like, time goes shorter. As he decides to do, like, he transformed part of his body into, like, something chainsaw-ish. So he basically chainsaw uh, and like to parts of them, takes out a nuclear heart and crushed it, and like he basically disarms the bomb. And he does, and he saved his mother. Unconnects the vocal cords, or the voice cords things that were hooked up to the nuclear. And yeah, he basically took the nuclear bomb out of her. As he looks up and he says, as he can go through walls too. So he went through his mother's stomach, and he does one thing that no one does. He actually set, or like he filled his mother's stomach with the soda and put Mentos in it, because he had one day he like grabbed Mentos things for his experiment, because for his entertainment thing. So yeah, he's basically put like the entire thing in, and yeah, Inko, whose stomach starts rumbling, and you don't want to know what's the next part. I'll just say it. She vomit out Zuko Midoriya right at the wall, knocking him out. Or he transformed into a ball before. Well, less impact. As he grew back to his regular size, I'm like, or he's like, I'm not doing that ever again. Unless I have to. As he gets up, like, literally, he literally saved his mother. So, yeah. Took her out when she was strapped to that chair, and unplugged, or basically, like, if she moves her, like, if she moves a chair out of the way, it will detonate. There was a nuclear device under her chair. So he says, snip, and now slowly, or as he looks, or he used like powers. So he looks under, and he sees a nuclear device thing. Like, come on. How many bombs did he strap to you? As she starts using her voice, like, strap, like, 5. To me. Three of them were disabled. That means that the other two are in the under your chair and probably above your chair. So yeah, so he uncranked the handcuffs, lifts her up, and puts her or teleports her back to a home as he slowly goes under and like takes the entire thing, or he actually knocked it over, knocked the chair over. He basically did the same thing with his nuclear bomb, but he was like, okay, I'm fine. As, yeah, he basically did that. Been there, done that all my life. So now let's go. So, as they're like, he's probably dead. They're asking, or he's probably dead because of all that nuclear thing. As, yeah, but they know that Artenia, like, remembers, or actually, Bakugo remembers. Where is Bakugo? My nose itched. Sorry. So, yeah, he basically, Bakugo and Zumi says at the exact same time, remember, guys, he could survive anything, remember? Yeah, that's right. He always pulls out on top, no matter what the situation is. And yeah, he basically and Zumi, or no, Inko is like crying because she couldn't believe that her son is dead. But he like the nukes were like being burritos. So he literally farted all the way incoming as Inko sees a black spear as he transforms back into he transforms into that. Like, I don't even know why I'm still living. That's what he's saying. Like, Inko is so happy that her son is back in her arms, so she literally ran over and like hugged him. Like, she was so worried about him as he gets up. Like, the next day when he came back to UA, they thought he was dead. They lost all hope in him. But then when he says, well, as Almain is like, how did you live, Zuko? how? Or how did you live through that? As they're like, okay, who is all this thing? There's people talking. As All Might comes in first, like he does that hero thing, and Zuko, or it's not just me, I believe you have met him. As Zuko walked in, and Zuko Midoriya, as they're all shocked that he still survived that explosion. There's no or like, even detective is like, there's no radiation here. What the heck? But there is, like, I forget what gas, like farting gas thing ran out of. So yeah, they could smell the gas part, like someone's farting thing. But he was like, huh. He had to use a bathroom before. Like, yeah. So he says, or they're like asking him a bunch of questions, like trying to overwhelm him with, like, he's like, huh. Now, let's get back to class. Before, as Mr. Aizawa, like, he says, huh. Looks like you survived that nuclear explosion. Huh. Yeah. But that, we don't talk about that part. It's actually the nukes that were strapped to my mom. It's what he's saying. Was basically, so I am skipping these, like, dodgeball and the overhaul fight thing. So this is the extra. So yeah, he basically says that's called nuclear fart right there. As Razorhead says, okay. So yeah, he basically said that, and he aims at his, or like, he puts his hand on his stomach, like, oh, the nuclear devices things exploded. Man, they gave me such a stomach. Yeah, so they're like, yeah, but hey, as long as you live, that's okay. Ugh. So yeah. Now, peace out. Please leave a like, share, subscribe, and